Sergeant Stepdad here. I've actually gotten some information that I've done through research that I find beneficial to the kids I take care of in my life. They've always wanted to have my last name, and it's kind of a pain to adopt when you don't have the other spouse's permission. Not spouse, but other parents' permission. But where I live, they have a way that the child can change their name without the permission of the parent. Because at the age of 14, they can file to have their name changed. It doesn't mean that person, the parent, the step parent that, not the step parent, but the parent that is refusing to let them be adopted is being removed from the birth certificate. It's more of they're still going to be on the birth certificate, but the child's not going to have their last name anymore. And which is good because my kids have always wanted to have the same last name as me. They wanted me to be their dad. And they, because of how their actual father was. And here where I live, there's only a few things that are needed for the child to change their name, which is the filing fee, which is $195 here. And it's got to be for, you got to fill out a petition with the child's current name, the country of residence, county, and whoever filing the petition's name and relationship to the child, description of the child, height, weight, hair, eye color, race, sex, and birth, place of residence for the past 5 years, reason for the request, the new name you are requesting for the minor child, and at the age of 14, the child would need to have an actual statement written up for wanting that name changed, which in the end, yes, their name would match mine, but I wouldn't still be considered their actual father by birthright, but they'd have my last name. And I know that people get a little upset on taking away parental rights and stuff like that. We never took away his rights, and this won't take away his rights to visit the children, but he's at an issue where he doesn't really like to work, doesn't have a mode of transportation, doesn't really pay child support, and there are other people on this aspect that if you adopt a child, you're taking care of all the responsibilities, and if you get a divorce, you're going to have to pay for child support. Well, this does not fit into that discussion because I'm not putting my name as their actual father on the birth certificate. But this is a way for them to be happy because they will have my last name instead of his last name. Does not change the fact on documents that he is their biological father. It's just they want to be related to my family instead of him. Which I don't see any problems with this because they'll be happy. I mean, he still has his rights. But, of course, they've already made their decision. They really don't want much to do with him because of the way he is. I mean, overdosing on drugs, only showing up when he's got a new girlfriend, violent in relationships. They just don't want anything to do with him, and they'd rather be my children. But this is another way of looking at it for those of you who have children that want the same last name as you, want your last name instead of one of their biological parents' last name. This is a way to doing that and without actually a full-fledged adoption and going through a whole court process. As long as your state allows it. I mean, my state allows it this way, but in other states it may be a whole different thing. But I figured I'd share that bit of news for you to hopefully help you maybe find a way to help your children be happy with the fact that maybe they want to be exactly part of your family, and yet they still have their prior parent or prior biological parent's last name, but they want your last name. So that is why I'm trying to share this. And remember, if you're related by blood, adoption, or marriage, you're family. And you don't really have to change your last name to be considered family, but if you want to, you can.